The story begins with a plane fighting through a terrifying storm. Our main character, Linda, is returning from a business trip with her friends. At first, everything seems normal, but suddenly the plane starts shaking violently. In the next moment, a powerful explosion happens inside the aircraft. The passengers who were standing without seatbelts are thrown around badly. Right after that, a part of the cabin breaks open because of the pressure, and some people are pulled straight out by the strong wind. In the middle of this chaos, the manager tries to save himself by tightly grabbing Linda's leg. At the same time, one man tries to move toward the boss for help, but the boss cruelly pushes him toward the open side of the plane. While falling, that man grabs the manager's leg, and because of this, the manager loses his balance completely. Both of them fall out of the plane together. Linda has not even recovered from this shock when she realizes that darkness is slowly spreading around her. The plane is now out of control and falling straight toward the ocean. Luckily, the angle of impact is such that the plane does not explode immediately, and Linda survives. But when she sees water rushing inside fast, she quickly opens her seatbelt and swims out of the plane. Even after surviving, she gets no real relief, because now she is trapped in the middle of a silent and endless ocean. Then she sees a small island far away, so she uses all her strength and starts swimming toward it. By morning, she somehow reaches the island, and for now, her life is safe. But she has no idea that the real danger is about to begin. After walking a little, she notices a man lying on the shore. She quickly runs toward him, and when she gets closer, she realizes that he is none other than her boss, Bradley. He also survived the crash and reached this island unconscious after being carried by the waves. His leg was broken during the fall, but among all the others, he was the only one who survived. Still, Linda is not happy to see him, because in the company he is the person she hates the most. Actually, Linda was the most capable employee in the strategy department. Through her hard work, she was about to earn the boss's trust and become the manager. But just before her joining, the boss died, and his son Bradley became the owner of the company. As soon as Bradley became the boss, he took Linda's promotion much away and gave that position to his flattering friend. Not only that, he and his friends often insulted Linda and made her feel small. Thinking about all this, Linda feels like leaving him there. But then she thinks that if she helps him, maybe he will make her the manager again. So she quickly picks up a sharp stone and starts cutting banana leaves. Then she uses a tree for support, builds a small frame, and ties leaves and branches together with vines to make a small shelter. After arranging protection from the sun, she starts thinking about water. She digs a hole in the sand, places coconut shells inside it, and covers the top with leaves. After a while, rain starts falling, and she easily collects drinkable water. When the rain stops, the weather becomes clear, and after some time, Bradley also wakes up. Linda quickly goes to him and gives him water. When Bradley finds out that Linda saved his life, he hesitates for a moment and then says thank you. After this, Linda shows him her skills by rubbing wood together and starting a fire. Soon, she also catches a fish and cooks it, but for Bradley, who has lived a life full of comfort and luxury, this fish feels like trash. Still, because of hunger, he is forced to swallow that fish without salt or spices. Linda, however, has no problem with this food. In fact, even after being trapped on this island, she feels very happy, because here no one is insulting her or making her feel small. She feels like she can spend many days here peacefully. Slowly, a few days pass and the effect of the island becomes clear on both of them. On one side, Linda becomes happy even after finding small things. On the other side, Bradley only wants to escape from this place somehow. He asks Linda why she has still not made an SOS signal on the shore, or why she has not made the fire bigger so that someone could notice this island from far away. According to Bradley, Linda should have done this first, but she had not made any SOS sign, and she had not tried to make the fire big enough to catch attention. Because of this, Bradley suddenly lost his temper and started shouting at her. He began taunting her and saying that she was only pretending to take care of him for no reason. Even though his leg was broken and he could not do anything on his own, he still treated Linda's help like it was his right. After listening to him, Linda finally understood one thing clearly. She could not win his respect just by serving him or being nice to him. He would only understand her real value when he suffered without her. Thinking this, Linda quietly stood up without saying a single word and left him alone. At first, Bradley kept insulting her for leaving like this. He thought she was only trying to scare him and would come back soon. But after some time, he slowly realized that he had made a very big mistake. Still, his ego did not break immediately, and he kept waiting for Linda to return of her own. While he kept waiting like this, one full day passed. By then, his pride started to weaken. But even by night, Linda did not come back. Late at night, a strong storm hit the island. The wind became so violent that the small shelter Linda had built was also blown away. The next day, the burning sunlight made his condition even worse. Because of extreme heat and lack of water, Bradley became badly dehydrated and finally passed out. After letting him suffer enough, Linda returned with water. As soon as Bradley saw her, he grabbed the water and started drinking it quickly without thinking about anything else. Now he understood that he was completely dependent on Linda. He also realized that he could not control her or treat her like his servant anymore. But then his eyes fell on the spear Linda was holding. She was planning to use it for hunting a dangerous wild boar. Bradley knew that the boar was extremely deadly, so he warned Linda not to go into the forest. His reason was not care for her. He was scared that if something happened to Linda, his own life would also be in danger. But Linda did not listen to even one word from him. She picked up the spear and walked straight into the jungle. While she was quietly searching for the animal, the wild boar suddenly attacked her and hit her so hard that she was thrown into the air. Luckily, a fallen tree came between her and the boar at the right moment. Because of this, the boar could not attack her directly, and Linda got a chance to stand up and run. But when the boar caught her smell and chased after her, it only found pieces of torn cloth on the way. Before the boar could understand what was happening, Linda used the perfect moment and stabbed the spear deep into its body. The boar went crazy with pain. It twisted the spear, broke it, and then charged at Linda, again in anger. In that dangerous moment, Linda quickly placed a wooden stick in front of herself and used it to stop the attack. After a painful struggle, Linda finally managed to kill the boar. When Bradley saw the severed head of the boar, he was completely shaken. For the first time, he understood that Linda was not weak at all. She was dangerous, strong, and far more capable than he had ever imagined. From that moment, Bradley started living in fear of Linda. A few days later, while Linda was searching for useful things in the jungle, she found a waterfall. The water there was clean and fresh enough to drink directly. Now she no longer had to worry about drinking water, and this discovery gave her a big sense of relief. But her happiness did not last for long, because suddenly she heard the loud sound of an engine from far away. As soon as she heard it, Linda ran toward the sound. When she reached there, she saw a boat, and for a moment, hope returned to her eyes. But just when she was about to shout for help, she suddenly stopped. She realized that if she went back, she would have to return to the same boring and humiliating life again. She would again have to work under someone else, bow in front of another boss, and listen to insults every single day. But if she stayed on this island, she would be the owner of her own life. No one would order her around. No one would judge her. She could do whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted. Thinking about all this, Linda made a final decision. She would not leave this island, so she quickly hid herself and silently watched the boat move farther and farther away. After returning, she did not tell Bradley anything about the boat, but Bradley was only obeying her because he had no other choice. Deep inside, he did not want to spend his whole life on this island. 2 weeks of this wild life had changed him completely, and now his patience was finally starting to break. Bradley told Linda to build a boat, so they could use it to reach any boat passing nearby, and maybe someone would finally notice them. But as soon as Linda heard this idea, she clearly refused. She said making a boat and going into the open sea was extremely dangerous. Hearing this, Bradley completely lost his temper. Since the day they had been trapped on this island, Linda had never listened to even one thing he said, and now he finally came out. He could not control himself anymore, so he decided to separate from Linda, build his own camp, and prepare a boat by himself. But as soon as he started working alone, he realized that surviving alone was not as easy as he had imagined. He did not even know the proper way to light a fire, and because of his broken leg, he could not move very far. In helplessness, he started collecting rainwater and coconut shells. Somehow, he managed to build a small shelter and then wrote "help" on the sand, hoping someone from the sea would see it. But even after 2 days, no one came from the ocean, and there was no sign of rescue. Hunger started breaking him from inside, so he became desperate and tried to eat insects around him. But the moment he put them in his mouth, he felt so disgusted that he immediately vomited. On the other side, Linda had plenty of good and tasty food, and she was eating it comfortably without any worry. Seeing his own condition, Bradley's ego finally broke completely. Feeling ashamed, he ignored the pain in his leg, got down on his knees, and started apologizing to Linda. Seeing this changed behavior, Linda laughed. But then she accepted him back and allowed him to stay with her again. Even after feeling so insulted, Bradley knew deep inside that he was helpless. So he stayed quiet and started waiting for the right moment. Almost half a month passed, and Bradley's condition slowly started getting better. One day, Linda took him to the highest peak of the island. Reaching there was difficult, but the view from the top was truly amazing. Linda explained to him that the real danger was hidden inside this beautiful-looking place. Then she picked some berry-like fruits from the side of the path and told him that these fruits had a poison that could make the body numb. After that, she applied the juice of those fruits on her arm, and within a short time, red rashes appeared on her skin. As they moved forward, Linda pointed toward some rocks shaped like an X and told him that the whole area beyond those rocks was full of thorns and poisonous vines. She strictly warned him never to go there while searching for supplies. As soon as Bradley heard this, a clever plan came into his mind. While returning, he pretended to be tired and slowly sat near the poisonous fruits. Just as he secretly picked some of those poisonous berries, the ground suddenly collapsed. and Linda fell down into a deep, hollow place. Actually, the ground looked strong from the outside, but from inside, it was completely empty and weak. Bradley panicked and quickly started pulling Linda back up. Even though he hated Linda, he could not watch her die like this. In the end, because of his effort, Linda's life was saved. For the first time, Linda started trusting Bradley without saying anything. A few days later, a violent storm hit the sea. Their shelter near the shore was completely destroyed by the heavy wind, and falling trees made the situation even worse. Luckily, they had already found a cave nearby, so both of them quickly ran there and hid inside. At that time, both of them were completely wet, and to protect themselves from the cold, they had to remove their clothes and sleep close to each other. Because of this closeness, Linda slowly started developing feelings for Bradley. Soon, Bradley learned how to identify every poisonous fruit in the jungle. To show his new skill and to thank Linda, he decided to cook dinner himself that night. Linda did not think too much and gave him a chance. Surprisingly, the food he made was actually very tasty. But as soon as Linda ate a little of it, she suddenly started feeling dizzy and her vision became blurry. Within a few moments, she could not control herself and fell straight to the ground. Bradley did not even turn back to look at her. Instead, he immediately ran toward the jungle. After a while, he came back pulling a wooden boat. Actually, he had already understood that Linda did not want to let him leave this island. That is why he had secretly prepared this boat, and when he got the right chance, he mixed poisonous fruit in her food and made her unconscious. Now he happily started pushing that dirty little boat into the water. Without looking back, he quickly moved toward the open sea. But he had not gone very far when a huge wave suddenly crashed into the boat and broke it apart. In the next moment, an even bigger wave rose up and pulled him straight into the ocean. Luckily, he was not too far from the shore. So when Linda regained consciousness, she quickly reached him and pulled him back to the beach, saving his life. As soon as Bradley woke up, he became terrified and started apologizing to Linda again. But Linda did not say anything. She quietly handed Bradley a cooked crab, and Bradley ate it without thinking too much. A few moments later, his mouth started feeling strange and numb. Soon, that numb feeling began spreading through his whole body, and Bradley could not understand what was happening to him. Then Linda calmly told him the truth. She said it was the poison of a blue ring octopus, and this poison can paralyze the body within seconds. A person stays alive, but he cannot move even if he wants to. Actually, Linda had done all this to teach Bradley a lesson. After saying this, she took out a knife, heated it a little, and then quickly removed Bradley's pants. Slowly, she came closer to him and started showing through her actions what she was about to do next. Seeing this, Bradley became terrified. He was lying there helpless, unable to move, and for the first time, he truly felt what it meant to lose control. Suddenly, Linda moved the knife, and in the next moment, blood splashed out, making Bradley's neck turn red. Seeing this, Linda smiled. Then she showed him the thing she had actually cut. It was not a human body part. It was only a rat. Linda had done all this only to scare Bradley, so he would never dare to betray her again. Her clever mind and the knife in her hand broke Bradley's remaining pride completely. After that, he started obeying her without asking questions. But Linda could not enjoy this control for too long. One day, while she was searching for supplies, she again heard the sound of an engine from far away. This time, the person in the boat had also seen her. As the boat came closer, Linda noticed that the woman inside was none other than Bradley's fiancée, Jenny. Actually, the rescue team had given up on Bradley, but Jenny had never lost hope. She kept searching for him again and again in the same area, and now her search had finally reached the island. Linda forced herself to smile at Jenny, acting as if she was very happy to see her. Then, because she had no other choice, she told Jenny that Bradley was alive. But deep inside, Linda still did not want to leave the island. The problem was that Jenny now knew the truth that both Linda and Bradley were alive. However, only Jenny and the guide who came with her knew this secret. Because of this, Linda made a dangerous decision in her mind. She lied to them and said she knew a shortcut, then started leading both of them in that direction. After some time, she brought them near a dangerous cliff, the same place where she herself had almost died before. Then she pretended to tie her shoelaces and told both of them to move ahead. As soon as Jenny took a step forward, the ground suddenly collapsed and she started falling straight down. Actually, this was Linda's plan to kill both of them, but because of luck, only Jenny got trapped while the guide was still alive. At that moment, Linda stood there confused, thinking about what she should do and what she should not do. After some time, she returned to Bradley alone, and what happened to the other two was going to be revealed very soon. After coming back from the cliff, Linda started breaking from inside. She could not believe what she had done. Her mind was full of fear, guilt, and panic, but she tried to hide everything from Bradley. Just then, Bradley came to her and asked her to come into the jungle to bring food, but Linda made an excuse and said she was not feeling well. Bradley saw the chance, picked up the knife, and quietly went toward the jungle without saying anything. After reaching inside the forest, he decided to hunt. After following the tracks for some time, he saw a small wild boar. He slowly moved closer to it, but suddenly his eyes went toward the ground. The boar was digging the soil, and from that same spot, a human hand was coming out. When Bradley went closer and looked carefully, he was shocked because that hand belonged to his own fiancée. The ring on the finger was the same ring he had given her during their engagement. As soon as this truth came in front of him, Bradley's anger went out of control, and he ran straight back toward Linda. When Linda saw him coming toward her, she got scared for a moment. Bradley showed her the ring in his hand and asked why she did this. As soon as Linda saw the ring, she understood everything. To save herself, she quickly said it was only an accident. But Bradley did not believe even one word she said. When the situation started getting worse, Linda slowly moved her hand toward her waist, but Bradley had already stolen the knife from her. Seeing this, Linda panicked and immediately ran into the jungle. Bradley also ran after her. When Linda had no way left to escape, she quickly made a new plan. At that moment, Bradley saw her shadow behind a tree, but when he rushed there, he only found her shoes lying on the ground. The laces were missing, and this made him feel that something was wrong. Suddenly, Linda attacked him from behind and wrapped the shoelace tightly around his neck. Bradley struggled to breathe, and he tried with all his strength to free himself, but Linda did not loosen her grip. During this fight, the knife slipped from Bradley's hand and fell to the ground. Then, with one last strong move, Bradley grabbed Linda's hair, pulled her back, and threw her onto the ground. After that, he climbed on top of her and pushed her face into the mud, trying to finish her right there. But at the right moment, Linda managed to grab the knife. When she wiped the mud from her eyes and looked again, Bradley had disappeared. Actually, he was running toward the same poisonous area where Linda had warned him never to go. Seeing this, Linda did not follow him. She simply turned around and went back silently. After running for a long distance, nothing happened to Bradley. But when he looked ahead, he was shocked, because between two huge rocks, he saw a luxury villa. At that moment, everything became clear. This was not an empty island at all. It was someone's private island. With new hope in his heart, Bradley quickly reached the villa and started shouting for help. But no one answered from inside. Then he noticed that the door was already open. As soon as he entered the house, Bradley quickly turned on the lights and started looking around for anything useful. Then his eyes fell on the fridge. When he opened it, he saw many modern drinks placed inside. Bradley was dying of thirst, so he quickly grabbed a bottle of water and started drinking. But suddenly, everything changed. Somehow, Linda's voice started echoing through the speakers. As Bradley listened to her, the whole truth slowly became clear to him. He realized that all those stories about the poisonous area were lies. Linda had made up that story only to keep him away from this place. Now Linda explained everything without any hesitation. The boat she had seen earlier was actually a supply boat that came here every month. Through that boat, she discovered this luxury villa. After reaching here, she secretly saw the door password, and when she got the right chance, she took full control of the place. The real owner rarely visited this island, so every time, Linda cleaned everything properly and lived here comfortably. No one suspected anything, and everything was going perfectly according to her plan. But Jenny's sudden arrival ruined everything. The situation became so dangerous that Linda ended up killing her. Hearing this truth, Bradley was terrified. He searched around in the dark, trying to find the control room, but he could not find it. Then the situation changed again, because Linda herself arrived there while looking for him. Actually, she had already taken a hunting gun from inside the villa. As soon as Bradley saw her, he fell to his knees and started begging for his life. He said he would not run anymore. He promised that he would stay here and spend his life with her. He even told her that during all this time, he had truly fallen in love with her. To make Linda believe him, he started talking about the beautiful moments they had spent together on the island. But Linda felt that something was wrong. Then her eyes moved toward the bull's head kept behind him, where one horn was missing. In the next moment, she understood what Bradley was planning. Linda quickly picked up a golf stick lying nearby, while Bradley also grabbed the gun. But when he pulled the trigger, the gun turned out to be empty. Actually, Linda had already planned all of this. Without wasting even a second, she lifted the golf stick and started hitting Bradley again and again. The final hit was so powerful that Bradley died there. With this, the story comes to an end. Linda cleaned the entire villa and presented herself as the only survivor of the tragedy. Then she turned the whole incident into a survival miracle in front of the world. Because of this story, she became famous, and slowly, she also became very rich. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video.